The sun was setting over the rural town, casting long shadows across the fields. John Carter, a former soldier turned farmer, watched from his porch as alien patrol ships hummed ominously overhead. His jaw tightened with each pass, the sight of the alien enforcers a constant reminder of their oppression. The aliens, led by the brutal Commander Vrax, had taken control of the rural areas months ago. Their presence was an iron fist, exploiting human labor and resources with no regard for the lives they trampled. John's once peaceful life was now filled with the sounds of harsh commands and the cries of his fellow townspeople. As he walked through the fields, John saw the exhaustion and fear etched on the faces of the villagers. The aliens had underestimated their resilience, but John knew that resilience alone wouldn't be enough. They needed to fight back. Gathering a few trusted friends in the old barn that night, John laid out his plan. "We can't live like this anymore," he said, his voice low but firm. "We've got to start fighting back, using whatever means we have." Sam, an old war veteran with a grizzled beard and a wealth of experience, nodded. "Damn right. They think we're weak, but we'll show them what we're made of." Lily, a tech-savvy teenager with a fierce spirit, leaned forward. "I've been hacking into their systems, getting intel. We can use their technology against them." Grace, the town's medic, added, "We need to be smart about this. We have to protect our people while we fight." The first act of defiance came the following week. John and his team sabotaged an alien supply convoy using simple tools and guerrilla tactics. The success of the operation spread quickly through the town, lifting spirits and kindling a spark of hope. Commander Vrax's response was swift and brutal, increasing patrols and punishments. But John was ready. He began training the villagers in combat and survival skills, transforming them from frightened farmers into a formidable resistance force. Sam taught them guerrilla warfare tactics, drawing from his vast experience. Lily used her hacking skills to provide crucial intelligence, while Grace ensured everyone's health and safety. Together, they executed small, successful ambushes, weakening the alien grip on their town. One night, after a particularly successful raid, John stood with his team, surveying their progress. "We've made a good start," he said, determination in his eyes. "But we've got a long way to go." Sam clapped him on the shoulder. "You're a good leader, John." "We'll follow you to the end." Lily grinned, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Let's keep hitting them where it hurts." John Carter stood at the edge of the town, watching the alien patrols with narrowed eyes. The subtle acts of defiance had shown promise, but it was time to take their resistance to the next level. They needed to be smarter, faster, and more coordinated if they were going to reclaim their freedom. "Today, we step up our game," John announced to his assembled team in the barn. The group, now larger with new recruits, listened intently. "We're going to train harder, strike faster, and hit them where it hurts most." Over the next few weeks, the barn became a makeshift training ground. John, with his military background, drilled the villagers in advanced combat tactics. They learned how to move silently, set traps, and use improvised weapons. Even the youngest and oldest among them found roles to play, from scouts to signalers. "Remember, it's about precision and surprise," John instructed during a session. "We can't afford mistakes." Lily, the tech-savvy teenager, was crucial in gathering intelligence. She had hacked into the aliens' communication networks, providing the resistance with valuable information on troop movements and supply lines. Her fingers danced across the keyboard, uncovering secrets that gave the humans an edge. "We've got a convoy moving through Sector 5 tomorrow," Lily reported one evening. "We can ambush them here." She pointed to a map, her eyes gleaming with determination. Sam, the grizzled war veteran, shared his knowledge of guerrilla tactics. "Hit and run. We strike fast and disappear. Make them think twice about every step they take." Their first major ambush was a resounding success. Using Lily's intel and Sam's tactics, they intercepted an alien convoy, seizing weapons and supplies. The victory boosted morale, proving that they could stand up to their oppressors. Grace, the town's medic, played a vital role in keeping everyone healthy and ready for action. She set up a makeshift infirmary, tending to injuries with limited resources. Her calm demeanor and quick thinking were indispensable. "Stay still, you stubborn old man," Grace scolded Sam one day as she bandaged his arm. "We need you in one piece." Sam grumbled but smiled. "All right, Doc. Just make sure I'm ready for the next fight." As the resistance grew stronger, so did the bonds between its members. They were more than fighters. They were a community united by a common cause. They shared meals, stories, and hope, finding strength in their unity. One night, as they gathered around a campfire, John addressed his team. "We've come a long way, but this is just the beginning. We'll continue to grow, learn, and fight. Together, we will drive these aliens from our land." The atmosphere in the town had shifted. What had once been a place of fear and oppression was now filled with quiet defiance and a sense of purpose. Commander Vrax, enraged by the increasing acts of resistance, tightened his grip. The alien patrols doubled, and punishments grew harsher. John Carter knew they had to escalate their efforts. "We can't let up," he told his team during a late-night meeting in the barn. "Vrax is getting desperate. That's when he'll make mistakes." Lily burst through the door, clutching a tablet. "I've got something big," she said, breathless with excitement. "There's a major supply depot just outside town. If we hit it, we'll cripple their operations." John studied the map she displayed. "This is risky, but the payoff is huge. We'll need everyone on this one." Sam, his arm still bandaged from the last raid, grinned. "About time we took a bigger bite out of them. Let's give Vrax something to really worry about." The plan was set. Under the cover of darkness, the resistance moved into position. Using Lily's hacked intel, they navigated through the alien defenses. Grace, always prepared, was ready with medical supplies, knowing this mission would be their toughest yet. The attack began with a coordinated series of explosions, rigged by the team's makeshift bombs. Alien guards scrambled, their confusion giving the resistance the upper hand. John led the charge, his combat skills turning the tide in their favor. "Move, move, move," John shouted, directing his team as they infiltrated the depot. They moved with precision, disabling security systems and taking down guards with silent efficiency. Lily's hacking skills were put to the test as she accessed the depot's mainframe. "I'm in," she yelled, her fingers flying over the keyboard. Shutting down their power grid now. The lights went out, plunging the depot into chaos. The resistance took advantage of the confusion, seizing weapons and supplies. The victory felt tangible, the weight of oppression lifting with each success. Suddenly, A deafening roar echoed through the depot. Commander Vrax, flanked by heavily armed aliens, stormed in. "Humans!" he bellowed. "You dare defy me?" John stepped forward, facing Vrax with unflinching resolve. "This is our land. We'll fight for it until our last breath." A fierce battle erupted. John and his team fought valiantly, their training and unity shining through. Even Grace, typically behind the lines, joined the fray, tending to the wounded and ensuring everyone stayed in the fight. The resistance fought with everything they had, and their determination paid off. Vrax, overwhelmed by the humans' tenacity, was forced to retreat. The depot lay in ruins, but the resistance stood victorious. Back at the town, the villagers greeted their returning heroes with cheers and gratitude. The success of the raid had given them not just supplies, but hope. The Resistance's victories had been hard-won, but they had not gone unnoticed. Commander Vrax, humiliated and desperate, planned a final, brutal assault to crush the humans once and for all. He gathered his forces and prepared to launch an all-out attack on the town. John Carter, anticipating Vrax's move, convened a strategy meeting with his key team members. "This is it," John said, his voice steady. "Vrax is coming with everything he's got. We need to be ready." Sam, still recovering, but as sharp as ever, nodded. "We'll turn his strength against him. Use his numbers and firepower to our advantage." Lily displayed a detailed map on her tablet. "I've hacked into their communications. They're coming from the north. We can set traps here, and here." She pointed out key locations. "We'll bottleneck them and pick them off." Grace prepared her makeshift infirmary, organizing medical supplies and instructing volunteers. "We'll need every able-bodied person to help, either fighting or tending to the wounded." As night fell, the town braced for the assault. Alien ships roared overhead, dropping troops into the fields. The Resistance, hidden and ready, waited with bated breath. The first wave of aliens hit the traps set by Sam and the team. Explosions and pitfalls decimated their ranks, creating chaos. John led the charge, coordinating attacks with military precision. "Now, hit them now," he shouted, signaling the fighters. The Resistance emerged from their hiding spots, striking with a ferocity born of desperation and hope. Lily's hacked drones provided real-time intel, giving the Resistance a crucial advantage. "They're flanking us on the west side," she called out. John quickly redirected fighters to counter the move. Grace moved through the battlefield, fearless and determined, tending to the injured. "Hang on," she whispered to a wounded fighter. "We're going to get through this." The battle raged on, each side fighting with everything they had. Commander Vrax, seeing his forces falter, stormed into the fray, determined to break the humans himself. John met Vrax head-on, their confrontation fierce and personal. "This ends now, Vrax," John said, swinging a makeshift weapon. Vrax snarled, his alien strength on full display. "You're nothing but pests," he roared, lunging at John. The two fought with brutal intensity, but John's determination and training gave him the edge. He landed a decisive blow, knocking Vrax to the ground. The remaining alien forces, seeing their commander fall, wavered. "Fall back," Vrax screamed, his voice filled with rage and disbelief. The aliens, demoralized and leaderless, began to retreat. The resistance, bloodied but unbroken, stood victorious. The town erupted in cheers, their joy mingled with relief and sorrow for the fallen. John, breathing heavily, looked around at his exhausted but triumphant team. "We did it," he said quietly, the weight of their victory sinking in. "We're free." Sam clapped him on the back. "Damn right, we did. And we'll keep fighting if we have to." The morning after the battle, the sun rose over a transformed town. What had once been a place of fear and subjugation was now filled with the sounds of rebuilding and hope. The air buzzed with the activity of villagers working together to repair the damage and restore their homes. John Carter stood at the edge of the town square, watching the flurry of activity with a sense of pride. The battle had been won, but the real work was just beginning. He turned to see Grace tending to the wounded, her calm presence a beacon of reassurance. Lily was already at work, coordinating communications with neighboring towns to spread the news of their victory. "John, we've got incoming messages from other settlements," Lily called out, waving him over. "They want to know how we did it, and they're asking for our help to organize their own defenses." John smiled, his eyes reflecting the determination he felt. "We'll help them. Every settlement deserves the chance to fight back and reclaim their freedom." As he walked through the town, John saw Sam directing a group of villagers. Despite his injuries, the old war veteran's spirit remained unbroken. "Keep those defenses sturdy," Sam barked, his voice carrying over the noise. "We don't know when they might try again." John joined Sam, placing a hand on his shoulder. "You've done good work, Sam. We couldn't have done this without you." Sam grinned, his eyes twinkling with pride. "Just doing my part, John." It's a good feeling to see everyone pulling together. In the town square, a makeshift stage had been set up for a victory celebration. John stepped onto the platform, looking out at the gathered crowd. The faces of his friends, neighbors, and fellow fighters reflected a mix of exhaustion and triumph. "Everyone, gather around," John called out, raising his hands for silence. The crowd hushed, their attention focused on him. "We did it," he began, his voice filled with emotion. "We stood together and fought for our home. We've shown that we're not just farmers and villagers, we're warriors, defenders, and survivors." The crowd erupted in cheers, the sound echoing across the town. John waited for the noise to die down before continuing. "But this victory is just the beginning. We need to rebuild, to strengthen our defenses, and to help our neighbors do the same. Together, we'll ensure that no one ever tries to take our freedom again." Grace joined him on the stage, her voice clear and strong. "We've lost friends and loved ones, but their sacrifice was not in vain. We honor them by continuing to fight, by protecting what we've built here." Lily and Sam stepped up as well, their presence a reminder of the unity and strength they had forged. "We'll keep fighting," Lily said, her eyes blazing with determination. "We'll show the galaxy what it means to stand together."